Comienza PoloRadio. Bienvenidos.
Hi, Federico. How are you?
I'm fine.
I am great. Very excited here today. We are here with, I have Mariana Castro, the marketing director of the Greenwich Polo Club of Greenwich, Connecticut, on the other line. Hi, Mariana. How are you?
Hello. How are you? I'm good. Thank you.
Great. Well, we're very excited to have you with us today, and we know that that you at Greenwich Polo Club, you're having the Silver Cup 2017, and the finals are going to be played this Sunday. And could you tell us, what is, as a marketing director, that you are doing different this year, what's going on at the club?
Sure. So, a few different things, but continue basically on a path that we started 3 years ago, which is to partner with lots of great sponsors, as well as organizations that we work together to promote polo to bigger audiences, and also to communicate the level of polo that we play, who the players are, and kind of break down the barrier of thinking that polo is maybe an elite sport that was perceived as, or maybe as a private club or a country club. So those are the kind of general ideas that we started with, and then this year we continue with several of the relationships that we started in 2015, from Tesla to Audi to Veuve, and we have new relationships with companies like Hublot, the watches, and things like that kind of help us build the season in a slightly different way, but continuing the path of bringing more and more people and communicating with the audiences through photography and media to explain kind of what polo is about.
Very interesting. You also having this year. I was there for the private match, and then I was there last Sunday, and I was very, I was just walking around the club, the polo field, and looking at the different booths, and I came upon this very great, this great organization, a nonprofit, Work to Ride.
Mm-hmm.
And which is, to me, it was very, very exciting, and so happy to see that you, as marketing director, and the club, Greenwich Club itself, they're doing so much about the sport, as you said, with all these big brands, but also you are bringing along nonprofit organizations to, and so could you tell us about this nonprofit and the link with Postage Stamp Farm?
Sure. So the club has been, in the 37 years that's been active, the charity events and fundraisers and not-for-profits have been a major part of the club. What we've started doing is just kind of bringing them either closer to polo or bring up organizations that help us promote polo and talk about polo. So we work very closely with Yale Polo and Equestrian Center, for example, which is in Bethany, and that helps us direct all of the new polo interest, like new polo players who want to start the sport, we, for example, are able to direct them to Yale, which is open to the public as well. And then with Work to Ride, they started with a team this year. We are very familiar and close with Kareem Rosser. The Work to Ride program also is very close to the Yale program. So we've been working with them for a while. Now this year, Postage Stamp Farm team with Annabelle Gundlach has brought it even closer because she invited one of the program graduates, which is Shariah Harris, to play in her team at the same time and the same year that we actually have a Work to Ride team. So this combination kind of brought the organization even closer to Greenwich, and we were able to organize a booth and a presence for the organization that helps them get their word out about what they do, what the program does, how it functions. It kind of communicate with the larger audience about the opportunities and how to support them and the opportunities that it presents to the people in Philadelphia where they operate, but it's kind of a national scale program. And then so they started with a booth, and what they're doing is basically they brought kids, which is who you saw. They brought kids who are currently in the program to talk to people about polo, to kind of break down information about what they're seeing. I mean, when we have thousands of people on site, most of them actually don't really understand all the ins and outs of the sport. They observe that their horse is running, that it's beautiful, it's a gorgeous location, but it kind of requires a one-on-one conversation. So the Work to Ride program thought it was a good idea, and they were on board with helping that. Well, it's actually helping them bring awareness about what they are doing in particular. So that's kind of the role they're fulfilling. So they're doing from raffles of polo lessons to, just different kind of ways to interact with the public and show people how to hit a ball or things like that. So the kids kind of have a really cute presence, and it helps people kind of, make the sport a little bit more accessible. So that's what's happening with them.
Mariana, first, congratulations for the work that you are doing with the Greenwich Polo Club. But my question is about sports marketing. What do you think about the marketing directors of the brands or of the sponsors? What they feel when they arrive to this great club, the great fields, the great everything that you have in this club is really nice. So what do you think that they feel?
Well, I think that marketing for polo in general and the sport has changed quite a bit. And so what the club is offering is a great demographic with a very exciting and unique sport. So they love that. They love the location of the venue, the unique factor of having a polo match being played while they get to interact with their target audience. And then at the same time, our aim has been to work with partners who are interested in the long term, because that in that way we're able to kind of work together in programs that will bring polo to a larger audience. So basically their own following is what is interesting to polo, or to me, kind of that's my strategy. So an example with Tesla, that's kind of one of the examples I always give, because with Tesla we started with a very simple formula which was for them to come and do kind of as a showroom at a public match, so having their Teslas for drive demonstrations. As we were getting closer to the first event that we were doing, they do not do sponsorships. That's not part of their platform. So as we were getting closer to the first event that we were doing, I kept on getting calls about if we were going to have cars like Ferraris and Porsches and things like that. And I said, no, actually we have Tesla coming on board. They're the first car partner of the season. So they're like, no, we don't like electric cars. We like fast cars. Mm-hmm. So then I called Tesla and I said, hey, we had this idea of doing a race with a horse and a motorcycle, but I'm thinking that if we can prove to people that, Teslas have major horsepower, and we do kind of like a race between a horse and a car, maybe, we'll be able to kind of communicate both to your audience that
Great.
Polo at this level is really, really high and really fast, and then to your audience that this car is not just an electric car. So we did that, and it was extremely successful. And then this is the third year, and the point with that is that we are understanding each other. That's a different kind of approach. So they love Polo because of that. I mean, it's a natural fit, but it's about how you incorporate each other's messages that actually makes it work. It's not just the event itself. You have to kind of listen to each other, and that's what they are seeing in Greenwich.
Claudia?
Yes,
You continue.
Right. So my question, following kind of like what you were just saying, Mariana, about your marketing strategies and how you're handling. What I notice and what I actually like about Greenwich Polo Club is that you had this is your third year at the club, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So actually, what I've seen is, for example, the club has an art center, which is a Brent Center, right?
The Brent Foundation Art Study Center, yes.
Brent Foundation Center, right. So that's another thing that it's different from other clubs that I have seen, that people, it's exactly what you said, people have this perception, not only people, but also sponsors, and that, Polo is just, it's been targeted to a very specific audience, like very elite, very like, just... champagne and fun, and which is part of it, but it's not everything. So what I have noticed, and I know that you had been working really hard and you had accomplished a lot from your side of the club and your position, is that, that when someone goes to Greenwich Polo Club, it's that block of the art, because on public days where matches are played, people has the access to the foundation, to the beautiful art pieces at the building, and also they can see, they can have the interaction with the animals, with the horses, and as you said, you just don't walk into just a lined up of Porsches or whatever, and be Tesla, electric and kind of like a green car. So, I think all those ideas are just amazing. So my question to you is, you had accomplished a lot in these 3 years, because as a polo fan, and I had been going to Greenwich Polo Club for many, many years, I have seen the changes and have done a lot. So what is for you what else you would like to accomplish? And would you like to bring to the club?
Well, sorry. First of all, with the first part of the comment. So yes, the club is very unique in the sense of having an art foundation with rotating exhibitions that are open to the public, is free and open to the public. Every public polo match, it adds a lot to the experience. Having a bar open to the public, having unique but limited also pop-up shops, having a wide variety of food trucks that kind of offer, food and beverage experience. So people are seeing, tasting, smelling, admiring art. All of these things add to the experience. So all of that is definitely part of the plan, is to just highlight kind of all the best that life has to offer. So we do that. We recognize as I saw as a very, very unique location. So that's given. It's not something that I came up with, but I just kind of enhanced it so that way people can have a different experience, but also feel welcome, and they have the opportunity to come over and over again and not see the same thing. So that's there. But then the part about what I would like to see, I mean, to me, my goal is that more people are aware of the level of polo that is being played, that they are able to understand the game, understand the players, or see who they are and kind of how the sport moves around the world, kind of have a higher appreciation of that. So that's part of our communication work, and it's little by little. You can't do it overnight. So that's one. Number two is just bringing more people to polo, like in the sense of not just to the club, but in general, more players, being able to do bigger events. I feel polo is one of the most exciting sports, one of the most complex sports. The logistics that it requires, it's so large that the fact that people do not even realize that, it just, if we don't see it, if we don't appreciate, if we don't make it grow, it's just not going to be there forever. Especially with nowadays the cost of it and the complications. So to me, my goal is just to make it grow. We have to all put in an effort to grow it in general in the U.S., but also internationally, work more with other clubs, with other organizations, and that's ultimately the goal. So improving the level of polo, if we don't keep on offering better and better polo, the alternative is to go down, and it doesn't make sense when other sports are so successful that polo, which is the oldest team sport in the world, we're going to end up with less and less. So that's kind of my goal, and Greenwich is like the perfect location for that.
Mariana, my last question, Mariana, please. What is polo for you?
Polo for me it's the maximum expression of an athlete, a human athlete, and a horse athlete. It's just kind of, the level of quality and understanding and dedication that it takes. I just don't know of any other activity that it requires that. So that's what polo is to me. It just comes down to the player and the relationship with the horses, and everyone that works around it is just a major community that has to come together to make it happen.
Great. Claudia?
Yeah, we're very excited to have the Silver Cup, which is 117 years old tournament, coming back to Greenwich Polo Club. It has been traveling, and I believe it was in the California, right? The last time. And now
it's actually the first time that it comes to Greenwich, so we haven't had it before.
You had, okay. So, well, we're very happy to have it again, to have it back. And we want to thank you, Mariana Castro, marketing director of the Greenwich Polo Club. The Greenwich Polo Club is in Greenwich, Connecticut. And on behalf of PoloRadio, we thank you, Mariana.
Thank you very much for your time, and thanks for your support.
Thank you very much, Mariana.
Okay, pleasure.